Welcome back. Chandon, the premium sparkling wine brand under Moet Hennessy umbrella, is celebrating 10 years in India. We are catching up with Ipsita Das, Managing Director of Moet Hennessy India, on this occasion and speaking with her about how Chandon tailors products for the Indian palate. How do they approach balancing the established legacy of Moet Hennessy with what younger generation or Gen Z wants, and with consumer tastes changing rapidly world over? How do they make sure their product portfolio remains relevant? Ipsita, welcome to CNBC TV18.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here, Shibani.
And congratulations on the 10 years of Chandon.
Thank you. It's a moment of pride and joy for us. Thank you.
So tell us about the 10-year journey of Chandon. It's a premium wine. How are you celebrating it?
Well, there's a lot happening. But before I talk about the journey itself, I'll give you a snippet of the origin of Chandon in India, right? Because it's special because Chandon is Louis Vuitton Moet Hennessy's only winery in this country. And 65 years back, when Robert Jonavogue from the house of Moet and Chandon, who used to make champagnes, and he realized that, you know what, with only about 35,000 hectares in Champagne, you will never have enough champagne for the world. So how do you make sure you get more of these bubbles out there to the people beyond France? And he went out. He went beyond France, he went to Argentina, and then he went to California and Brazil and Australia and China, and then to India all over the last 65 years to create the bubbles in the same way that Moet and Chandon had created the bubbles. And interestingly, that got us to Chandon in India, and the last 10 years has been nothing short of an adventure. And we've obviously started Chandon, and we are very proud about three things in this journey. The products we have made, which has been built with immense craftsmanship, keeping excellence in mind. There's been a lot of innovation. It's in our DNA. And I think the one part that makes us really proud is Chandon in India has put premium and luxury wines from India on the global map.
Sure. And you're also launching the vintage to celebrate, to commemorate the 10th anniversary of Chandon. So tell us more, like it's only a limited edition that you're launching with only 1,200 bottles, I believe. So tell us more about that.
You have a lot of data points. It is made from our early harvest. So Chandon was opened in 2014, and this is one of the early harvests, the grapes that are being used for the vintage 2015. It is the first and the only vintage sparkling wine coming from India.
Wow.
And it's from a product perspective, it's a Chardonnay and a Zinfandel. And yes, it is limited edition. We have just 1,200 bottles coming in. All of them are numbered.
Yeah.
And yeah, we are looking forward to this gifting season, especially because numbered bottles are special, and we believe coming just at the time of Diwali, this is going to be a special one as we celebrate our 10-year journey with the vintage 2015 as well.
Yeah, for a product like wine, where old is gold, of course, something which is aged, something which is old, or consumers tend to pay a premium for it. So how do you balance out, that legacy, the age that the consumer demands or is looking to pay with innovation?
Yeah. Shibani, I personally think there is a space for both. There's a space for the tradition, and then there's a space for innovation. I think when it comes to wine, and especially sparkling wine, launching a vintage edition is nothing but a very traditional way of winemaking. But launching it from the house of Chandon, from India, keeping in mind the Indian terroir of winemaking, is nothing but innovation.
We're catching in the middle of the festive season. What are some of the trends that you're picking up at Moet Hennessy in the country? How are consumers consuming your beverages today around the festival season?
I think the vintage 2015 is definitely one of our offerings during Diwali. As well, across our portfolio, we have a bunch of festive packs that we've launched.
Sure.
We've launched the Shivan and Naresh pack for Glenmorangie as well. So we believe like the festive season in India is going to be obviously a lot of gifting. But from a consumption point of view, we have seen that the home parties are here to rule over the next 3 months. And a lot of home parties are ruled by cocktailing these days.
Premiumization has been a big trend around, FMCG, alcohol beverages over the past couple of months in the country, and everyone is launching their value-added products, premium portfolio. You already are present in this category. Tell us, how are you solidifying your position in this space?
Yeah, I think, Shibani, we've been blessed and lucky to be a part of the Louis Vuitton Moet Hennessy family, right? And all our maisons, and 35 of them around Moet Hennessy, have had luxury in its DNA. And when we say luxury, it's not just about a product in a bottle, it's also the experience that it comes with. And for us in India, solidifying our position on luxury has come in multifold way. And the first is, of course, the product portfolio we have for India. And whether you see the imported portfolio that we have, which is around Glenmorangie, which is our whiskey offering, or the very high-end champagnes like Armand de Brignac that we have launched in India, right? That definitely helps us cater to this premiumizing and the desirability for premium products in India. But besides the product, we also have a lot of partnerships that are going on, right? So we work very closely with Tarun Tailiani, we've worked closely with Manish Malhotra, who's helped us create festive editions in the past and even this year for gifting specifically. So that definitely does help us kind of give what Indians are looking for as the new thing. But I think the last one, which is very special to Shonno for us, is our brand home. So Shonno, as the winery, our brand home is in Nashik. And it's an extremely serene and a luxury place where we believe we are able to give the experience that the premium consumer is looking forward to today. Yeah. So all of this put together, Shibani, I think is helping us and will continue to give us the levers to solidify our position in India.
Yeah, and this is typically the season, the festival season, all the way up to the new year is, where we see an uptick in alcohol bev consumption in the country as well. And this year in particular has been very unique. At one end, we have seen how, Indian single malts are, being launched. People have taken interest towards consuming Indian single malts that are coming up. A lot of global players are, making specialized offerings for the Indian consumers. What is your strategy to lure the Indian palate or the Indian consumer?
Yeah. So I think Indians are extremely experimental today. And as we are experimental, we are also aspiring and desiring what's happening in the Western world, as much as we are proud of what we are making in India. So it's a great mix of what the Indian consumer wants today. So yes, as we are premiumizing, we are also bringing in a lot of products across our portfolio to cater to that need, right? So for example, I'll give you in a whiskey drinking nation, we have Glenmorangie Tale of Tokyo that's coming in. And very interestingly, it's a single malt made by Dr. Bill Lumsden, who is our whiskey master. And he's worked with a Japanese team, and he's actually aged the whiskey in the Mizunara cask, which is extremely rare and something that we believe that Indians would love as a new kind of a whiskey that's coming in. So one is that, and on the other side, right, you have Shonno. So whether it is the Orva in a 60% red wine drinking country where 60% of the wine consumption is happening through red wine, or you have, a Shonno Delice, which is a slightly sweeter sparkling wine that we make. Right? So there are different products catering to the different Indian palates, and we have a range of them to cater to that for the Indian consumer.
And how are some of the global trends impacting, your strategies and the India market? For example, globally, non-alcoholic beverages like non-alcoholic wine, non-alcoholic beer, we have seen a huge uptick for that, even around big sporting events as well. So how is it impacting your strategy? Are these trends catching on? Like, for example, Sober October is a big trend globally. So is it catching on at all?
Well, I think it's a mixed answer there, Shibani, right? So while we love copying what's happening outside, we have a mind of our own, right? Yeah. And yes, there is an initial trend of 0% alcohol that we've started to see outside India. And in fact, because of that, LVMH has very recently got a stake in this company called French Bloom from France, which is 0% sparkling wine. However, in India, I think it's still pretty nascent.
Nascent, yeah.
It's still, while it's growing, it's still small. We'll have to wait and watch on how that entire phenomena takes up in India. Having said that, I think Indians have been very conscious, and there has been this trend of mindful drinking. So, and you see that with premiumization, right? So even if you're gonna drink, you drink the best, but you do not necessarily drink beyond your first or the second glass.
And today, at Moet Hennessy in India, how is your business apportioned between different brands? For example, Glenmorangie or Chandon. How is it? And what are plans and focus areas for each of these brands?
We have about 35 odd brands in India under the umbrella of Moet Hennessy, and this ranges from spirits to wines, from whiskey to vodka to cognac, to sparkling wine, and the list goes on. And large part of which we are obviously bringing in from their origin countries, and Chandon we are making in India. So, as the name goes, Moet Hennessy, both the champagne as well as the cognac portfolio of ours are the star segment, right? So they contribute, however, about 20% of our volume business in India, in the domestic market. And while India continues to be a 70% whiskey drinking nation, Glenmorangie and Ardbeg put together is about 30% of our business. And last but not the least is Chandon, which is our baby in India. We are something that we are very proud of, is another 30% of the business. Right? And I think our focus will be to solidify our presence in these categories as we also continue to cater to the evolving needs of the Indian consumer in the near future.
With that, it's a wrap on Storyboard this week. You can catch all of our content on Facebook, X and YouTube. Thanks for watching. We will be back same time next week. See you soon. And here is wishing you all a happy Diwali.